9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.
Say his name and he appears. I believe it.
Said.
What's good, everybody? I'm a little late, obviously, but for me, I'm right on time. We're getting ready to kick off the NXT Women's World Championship match featuring JCJ and the champion versus my client, Lola Vice. You see, I'm festive, decked out in blue. You just saw the Vice family sitting front row. So we're going to give you a nice little watch along to go with the rest of this show featuring both of our main titles. If you're just catching up on No Mercy, you know that we got an announcement for October 7th. We're getting NXT Invasion, where you're getting some of my personal favorites, and that is Survivor Series traditional style matches featuring NXT versus the TNA brand. That'd actually be kind of dope. And if you're tuning in right now, you'll see that we also have 2 retainees tonight. So Ruka as well as Ethan Page retaining their respective titles, the Speed title, the North American Championship. But yeah, what's up, Bozo? Yeah, we got Dark State versus the Hardy Boys, and it will be title versus title, winner take all. Got to believe that the Hardys are going to win that match, if I'm being dead honest. But yeah, I wanted to be here for this title match. Obviously, I should be in Florida, but you see I'm not. So this is a very important match to me. And I already feel like there's going to be some type of shenanigans if I'm keeping it a buck. That whole backstage segment with Laney Reed really don't sit right with me. Very sad, Boza. Very, very, very sad day. It's a very monumental moment, and I'm not with my family right now. One of these titles has to switch hands here too. Like, I feel like I don't believe the men's is going to change hands, but we'll see. But one of these joints gotta go. What do you guys think? Does Fatal Attraction even need a third member? I mean, I don't like the way they wrote off Jasmine Nix, but we've heard about it all week that she wanted more money. Apparently, she was only getting, what, 65, 75K, and then had to do with all her old travel gear and all that. It's a lot of stuff. But for the Fatal Influence storyline to continue, do they need a third, or are they good by themselves? Yeah. I agree, Boza. It definitely feels like an attempt to kind of counter book and give you something big. But also, I mean, TKO shenanigans aside, it is cool that they're using traditional Survivor Series matches because we know we don't get that at War Games anymore. So if we can get some of that, like if the main roster is going to continue to have War Games, just call it NXT War Games. Don't call it Survivor Series anymore. And maybe the traditional matches can be used in NXT. Don't know what we're doing with the potential captains unless more people are just going to start calling their shot. Definitely don't see Lash as well as Lucha Lola. Definitely don't see Lash or Miles Bourne being viable team captains. How have y'all felt about the card so far? Like the other 4 matches that we've seen, like from Young OG and Briggs, Soul and Jada Parker, Ethan and Tavion, Blake and Jordan. How have y'all felt about the card so far? Is everything in its right place? Has it felt flat in any moments to y'all? Yeah, it was a good match. I mean, as soon as Jada answered the call, I thought that Soul was going to drop that title and we were going to keep teasing a Zaruka split. Like I know Zaruka called their shot against Charlotte and Alexa recently, so maybe they're still doing that. That was the first time the speed title has been used in a PLE. I think they're still going to try to find unique ways to highlight the title, make it a bigger deal than what it is. Just interesting. But at the very least, Soul gets to walk around as a double champ. So yeah, if Laney wasn't hurt, she was winning in your eyes, Boza. But the weird thing about it is that the way they announced the injury, I know they announced on socials that she wasn't cleared, and then the interview backstage with Kelly, and it's like they do a shot of the boot just before she engages Lola. It feels like shenanigans to me. It feels like it's not a real injury and a plan B for fatal influence. I agree. I thought it was going to be a TNA talent to answer the call. It would have made sense. It would have really tracked if a TNA talent answered the call and then that belt got sent over to the other brand. But I mean, I wasn't mad at it. I actually forgot all about the Jada versus Lash stuff, so it tracks. It made a lot of sense to me. Kind of a sling blade was that? Are they that feisty? I mean, yeah. They're all sweethearts. Everybody's so dope. Selling the back injury, Lola. Yeah, Master Laredo is like really intense. Like he's really intense guy. But everybody's very authentic and genuine. They're extremely proud of their family, of course, of all three of their daughters. This match actually got a really good flow so far. They keep panning the camera back to the family. Something's going to go down. I like that side of the suplex Lola just did. More Lucha Lola. Like if Cross not gonna be in the company no more, let Lola have that as like a specialty move. That didn't connect all the way. Hold on. Did she actually pull him? That was such a bad camera angle because it didn't look like he was anywhere near it. So Fallon's gone. Subs. How dare you call that a back fist? Ooh, more subs. That's ball game. More Lucha Lola. Let's get it. If Loda don't win this, man, JC Jane main roster push better be fucking insane. Oh, Shining Wizard. Chado still in the ring. Ball game. Oh, what the fuck? Come on, Lola. Wait, so the ref just didn't see that? So the ref just didn't see that? Don't tell me he was turning around throwing the belt out the ring. He didn't see that. Person in blacked out gear. You just didn't see that walking away? Who do a bicycle kick like that? Listen, if I would have been live with the family and saw that, flew out there for a turnaround, day trip, whatever. If I would have been there live, Hickenbottom would have had to see me. Personally. What the fuck are we doing? What are we doing? I am completely aware that the hometown person never wins, but you built it up like that almost a year to the date of the Roxanne match or whatever. Like, what the fuck are we doing? Camera shots of the family, vignettes of the gym, vignettes of I believe her mom had a interview, the dad had an interview, all this stuff. Hickenbottom, you will pay for your fucking crimes. You will pay. And if you getting healthy for Saudi Mania, you might just be fighting me, goddammit. Because what the fuck is this? If you're not going to strap Lola now, how much longer are we going to wait? Like, I'm ecstatic that Kalani Jordan is the new TNA Knockouts champion. Ecstatic because she was in like career flux and getting pushed down the card. But it's like, if you're just JC's the last 2.0 holdover. She's proved her point. She became a double champ. But if you keep letting these ladies wait, eventually the light is going to dim. You have women from Evolve that need to call up. You have other women in the PC that need time. We have the kids from LFG that are eventually going to be on NXT programming. You have to pull the trigger at some point. Like, it's cool that Lash and Jada are doing a feud. Kalani's a champion. Like, you have Lola and others that, hell, Zarya was a big debut. Like, what are we doing that we're not elevating these people in a timely fashion? What are we doing? Bruh. That Laney Reed promo backstage made me so skeptical. Like, I really felt like some shit was about to shake out. But that's so disappointing to lose like that. Like, interference aside, it's like so textbook and boring that it doesn't make JC Jane look better. It doesn't exactly hurt Lola, but does that mean that she doesn't get like an automatic rematch? Is Ava going to say like, hey, these people are barred from ringside and Lola gets another match? Who else is at this level right now after all? Like, we had a true buildup. We had a true buildup for weeks for this match. Even with NXT Homecoming, Lola was present with the main roster ladies. True buildup. Is Lola still right here as number one contender? She's going to get extra shots or not? Because now, like, what are we doing? That's so disappointing. So disappointing. And that's just a mini rant. I'm still trying to even process this. Like, I'm excited about the invasion and other things, but like, I have to really process what was like a really great match. Like, I thought both women really did their thing. It actually told a story. Great match. To have it end that way, like the mystery of who that third woman was, sure, but that's just garbage. Utter garbage. Makes me feel like we're getting a title change in the main event now. Yeah, I had a quick post show recaps on the matches we saw. Yeah, at the end of the day, still a great week for women's wrestling for sure. The production of NXT PLEs might feel better. I don't know, Sindel. Could have been just an accident. Jade seems like she's taking it fine. Like she's still completing the match. I know Jade missed her spot on what everybody's calling a botched pinfall. I don't know. I feel like the Nia hate train is sometime overdone. Not saying you're doing it either. I'm saying like what you see online, people calling for a job, calling her unsafe. Could have just been an accident. Now, it didn't look like she really threw Jade like that. Obviously, Irish whip, maybe Jade put too much on it in the run. It was a nasty gash, though. I got to go back and rewatch the entire match. I only saw clips online. So Saint said he's only been here 6 months. Why does it feel like it's been longer than that? Are we back to the days of unsafe jacks? That's tough. I feel like if I'm being completely honest and unbiased, I feel like Nia's been at her peak of her game the past year since she's been back at the company, the title reign, the surprise Rumble entrant, all that good stuff. I feel like she's cleaned up a lot. Almost a bit of a workhorse as well. How do y'all feel about the build of this match? Are y'all here for it? Does it make sense? Too soon? I don't know, Boza. It's just like sustained dominance. Like, same thing with the North American title. It's just like, this is the guy. Why are we looking at him like that? Why are you looking at him like? O versus Goldberg. Are we talking about Prime Open versus Prime Goldberg? Yes, indeed. Oscar's definitely been. I feel like I always tune in Oscar because she gets to tell the story of what her character is and what's going on with her angles online better than they're doing on actual TV. It's been must see if you guys haven't seen it. I can see Prime Goldberg and Oba being fun. I thought Oba was about to do a kip up, so I have never seen that. Yeah. Is it gaslighting? Is it? I mean, she did post the whole thing about when they were overseas in Japan, like that she's senpai, meaning that simpler terms, like that's OG. You go to listen to your OGs. I'm the reason that you're here. You wouldn't have a job in WWE unless it was for me. I'm trying to give you directives so you can be successful. Again, listen to your OGs. Why are you being buddy buddy with Rhea and taking her help, but denying our help? All in all, like I said on Monday, I think it was lame. I think it would have made more sense right now for EO to stay with Asuka and Kyrie. You could have really did something with the women's division because there's no dominant women's faction in the company right now. I don't view Judgment Day like that, so could have been fun for a while, especially with like Stephanie winning the match. That should have been enough for EO to be like, I should have listened. Like Rhea's gonna be fine. She's easily the biggest women's star in the company. She don't need more friends or allies. Very lopsided affair so far. I feel like if this match ends like very, let's say, clean, like Oba goes over, I feel like TNA has to invade the show. Because Invasion is the week after next. They have to like build it somehow. That's dope. I forgot they still did that. I know they do some boxing events at theaters. I always forget that movie theaters might actually show like wrestling PLEs. Has Ricky got any offense yet? Has Ricky done anything? I think the family left. I would have left too. That is not a bad idea, Sindel. I think Asuka definitely deserves a Mania moment where she becomes champion. The interesting thing is like how Kyrie fits into all of this because she was clearly not heavily invested in fighting either Io or Rhea. So it's like she's definitely in the middle. I think we can do Io versus Asuka at a Mania. I'm still like processing like why are they just not all together, and how does that benefit all parties? I feel like it pushes Kyrie down more than anything, especially because Kyrie, after returning a few months ago, she was on a heater in these singles matches. Now she's been relegated to like just you want to call it a comedy act. It's kind of what it feels like. So far through watching this match, through how many minutes, I'm thinking that the women should have main evented. And yeah, I would have been super pissed if that was still the outcome, but the women could have main evented and Lola could have won the title in her hometown. Would have been a better outcome than Oba just dominating 99% of the match. Yeah, that's true. They started releasing the matches for the Super Show. I think I saw the Judgment Day versus the New Day. I think I saw Julia defending the U.S. Championship twice. I think against Rio and Kyrie. No, Rhea and Kyrie. I forget what I saw. But it looks like a good card so far. All right, so I found it. We're getting CM Punk, Seth Rollins, Julia versus Io versus Rhea, U.S. Championship. Jey Uso and Shinsuke Nakamura taking on the Bronze, which, what the fuck is that? If I'm being completely honest, like, how does that fit this current Shinsuke Nakamura character? Even the render, it looks like the current Shinsuke Nakamura character. I don't know. 6-man tag. Again, Jey Uso, CM Punk, Shinsuke Nakamura versus The Vision. Kyrie with Asuka versus Julia. I'm assuming that's going to be United States Championship. That should be a banger. Io and Rio, I hate it, taking on the Judgment Day, Rox and Raquel. And I think there's another, actually, that I'm missing. I think it might be Judgment Day taking on the New Day for the tag titles. Because I know Finn Balor is on the card too. That random, I mean, Shinsuke got to be on the card, but that random Shinsuke inclusion into like the babyface teams is wild. Hopefully, there's somewhere I can stream it and watch it online. Natalie's still in the front row, but Pops and Mom dipped out. Oh no, Mom was like, no, they were still right there. They were walking back to their seats. I like it, Sindel. Kyrie taking the belt off Asuka in like a big moment. I just do not trust them to stick that type of landing and have that type of long-term storytelling there. Yeah, didn't Azumi lose the title though? Like that just happened, right? Which that makes that what? I feel like she became champion in what, March? Or was that May? Was Resurgence in May? It was probably May. Shit. That was a hell of a clothesline. Whew. The fuck was that? Oba just hit like a low-key house call. I'll be honest, that sequence right there didn't fit in this match. It didn't look right for either party. Not the snacks. Knocking the snacks off the table. More of that in pro wrestling, please. The wherewithal to actually break the count. So Ricky's going to get his moment right here. Even that didn't look impactful. Kind of fell into that DDT. It didn't match. Okay, nice follow-up. Nice follow-up with the tornado DDT. Damn. We have a kick out. So is the story we're trying to tell in this match Ricky's resilience more so than Oba's dominance? What the fuck? What? Huh? What? Maybe I'm not hearing the volume properly, but that did not feel like a strong finish. Like, I'm more shocked that he won off some tornado DDTs than like hitting a spear or anything like that's in his bag. Well, like I said, one of the top titles had to change hands right here so we can get kind of like a hard reset on everything. I'm kind of shocked it was this title because they haven't really done anything to build Ricky in this space. And then this match did not sell me as him being a champion or face of the brand. I think he can carry it well. Mic skills, everything aside. But like some of these moments and the camera angles that they're showing in the replays are going to help out a lot. But if you're watching this match live, a lot of this stuff looked like there was hesitation in finishing the move. Like we're selling the idea that 4 DDTs beat the ruler is what I'm tracking here. But I mean, I guess that's how you want to finish your show. I mean, I can't. Okay. I don't know what type of taste I got in my mouth right now, but yeah. I don't know what to think about that ending. All right. That's so random. That is so random. But we'll hit you. I'm gonna take a quick break real quick. Hit y'all with a post show. We'll go review all these matches. We'll see if anybody wants to join. Give me 1 second. All right, peeps, I'm back. Had to grab some drink real quick. So let's turn this into review mode. And that was NXT No Mercy. We have a new NXT World Champion. His name is Ricky Saints. The card itself, overall, I feel like it had its moments. Try not to be biased, but we did leave some stuff on the table. Some things felt like they didn't really work together to me. But let's just go through the card. We started our night with the Young OG versus Josh Briggs. Young OG having probably the best 24 hours of everybody because he worked with Sami Zayn last night, answered the United States Open Challenge. He also staked his claim to challenging for the X Division title at Bound for Glory against Leon Slater. So why not start the card with one of the hottest people in the company right now with the Young OG taking on Briggs. Of course, great match, great back and forth. Briggs and him have been at odds for weeks. Young OG gets the win, keeps his star ascending. Let me know, 16 and a half I got. Let me know what you guys think of that match. How are you guys feeling about this iteration of Josh Briggs? I think he's another guy that's kind of just trying to find his space again. He was a tag team guy, broke up the tag like twice, broke the tag team. Now he's finding his way as a heel. And his story is a little bit different than Tavion Heights, who was also in Japan, like just getting reps. Tavion's actually building. I wish they would do more with his character. But I mean, completely opposite ends of the spectrum from that Japan visit. But Young OG got the win and a very strong match. Next up, we had our Speed Championship. First time it's ever been defended on a WWE PLE. The champion, Sol Ruka, joined by her tag team partner, Zarya, took on an opponent to be named because Lainey Reed could not wrestle because she had an undisclosed injury and couldn't get cleared. We found out that person was Jada Parker. We set the timer. Championship matches are 5 minutes. And Jada Parker and Sol put on a very great match. I would say the difference in styles was very good. This is kind of a moment, like Boza mentioned earlier in the watch-along, to continue planting the seeds for Lash Legend versus Jada Parker, who we now know Lash did make her presence felt in this match. Tried to attack Jada, ended up taking a spear from Zarya, and thus costing Jada Parker the match with a distraction. Soul Snatcher was hit. Beautifully placed Soul Snatcher as well. Soul had some moments in this match that really made me jaw drop because like there were things that she did in the ring that nobody else can do. Great dance, great match. Zaruka continues to go on, chase the tag team titles if that's what they want to do. And of course, now Lash and Jada, who we did see line it up later in the night when Lash was pretty much taking her claim to be the leader or captain of the Invasion tag team. They're going to line it up this Tuesday on NXT. Next match was, wait, am I missing one? What was the next match? It wasn't the steel cage, was it? I feel like there was a match in between that. Did we do back-to-back ladies? I think we do back-to-back ladies? Yeah, we did. There was a moment backstage I didn't get to digest with y'all because I didn't jump into the women's title, and that's the moment we saw backstage with Joe Hendry and Dark State. Very interesting moment. Joe's pretty much trying to juggle how he feels, saying like, hey, it's like Dark State versus, or like you're either with us or against us type thing. Is Joe Hendry thinking about joining Dark State? Everybody's speculating what his contract is and how much time he has left on his TNA deal. And we feel like it's not that much time, but is that a natural lane for Joe? And let me ask you, do you feel like that helps Dark State? I feel like Dark State is kind of like being forced on us as a faction. It's good they have the tag team titles, but like as far as their presence, I don't feel like it adds anything to the show. So like, does Joe Hendry help elevate their brand? I know people thought Trick was going to be the leader of Dark State, but if he's in NXT full time, does he join Dark State, and does that help Dark State kind of get over more? I don't know, but I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with that. So next up, we had the weaponized steel cage match, which This was a tough watch. Just I feel like the spots they used to kind of sell the animosity, to me, it didn't feel natural. It didn't feel natural. And I don't know if like this is like just the chemistry with Blake and Jordan, but this, I mean, it felt more like a street fight than a wrestling match. And I get it. It's a weaponized steel cage match. But then why is there a rope break in the cage when there's a pinfall? Makes no sense to me. I like the small touches they had in the ring to kind of elevate Blake Moreau's character. And I feel like those things are necessary, like the blow dryer, the diamonds, the trash cans with their logo on them. I don't think we needed the scissor spot. I think it was really forced to do the scissor spot and cut Jordan's hair, especially if Jordan was going to come out on top and win the match ultimately. I just feel like a lot of things were forced, and it doesn't make Blake Moreau look like a viable wrestler on this roster. Like, I thought all the things helped her character more, but it didn't showcase me anything that she does well in the ring. And of course, Jordan got the ring going through a table, big table spot, hitting the air raid through the table. I feel like we see that spot almost at most like NXT PLEs with a stipulation. But like, this match didn't really do it for me. Hopefully they can go their separate ways and continue to tell their stories. Like, Jordan Grace absolutely should get another shot at the championship before moving on to the reigning roster. Blake Moreau can be a good antagonist to any woman in NXT roster, but I would like to see more. I would just like to see more of her define what her in-ring bag is outside of these like gimmick matches. Maybe that's just me. So Jordan Grace is your winner there. We did learn from Ava that we're going to get NXT versus TNA Invasion, 2 traditional Survivor Series styles matches, and I'm here for it because those are 2 of my favorite things. One from the women's side, one from the men's side. We heard from Lash Legend, told you guys that Jada Parker interrupted and attacked Lash when she was pretty much staking her claim as captain. We also heard from Miles Bourne saying that he'll go to war with anybody in NXT, for anybody in the NXT universe, and wants to be captain as well. Ahead of our women's title, we did hear from Lainey Reed, who showcased that she was in a walking boot, which is why she was injured and couldn't compete in her match. She met up with Kelly and then actually had some words with Lola where they kind of went back at each other. Might have been something. Maybe we'll learn about it. I'll tell you my thoughts in a minute. Tavion Heights taking on Ethan Page for the North American Championship in our latest edition of like Canada versus America. Ethan Page was victorious. Another strong showing for Tavion Heights, the character, as they continue to build out who he is. I think sometime in the first quarter of 2026, you'll see Tavion Heights become a champion. But I think they have to do more to showcase, like, what am I trying to say? Not just who is Tavion Heights, but he had moments where he was kind of very strong in the match. But I think it's just too soon to like limit Ethan's momentum, which is why Ethan retained the title. But I think them saying stuff on commentary like he really learned a lot in Japan, talking about his time over there, showcasing that he's not just a grappler, but a submission artist, strong competitor. I think those things will help him out, but more of like who Tavion is will help him get over a lot faster. And then we saw El Hijo del Wagner Jr. of AAA. I think it was the Latin American champion that he is staking his claim to want to go after the North American Championship because Ethan did try to challenge him for his title. So we'll see that soon. I probably expect that to be a match that is on the NXT Invasion episode where it's title for title. So, I mean, look out. Ethan might be a double champ, but we'll see what happens there. Next up, this is when our watch along started, friends. Lola Vice, the hometown girl, taking on your NXT Women's World Champion, Jacy Jayne, who was joined by Fallon Henley. And this is not an unbiased opinion. This was, from a straight, pure standpoint to me, this was the best match of the night. I thought it told the right story. It had moments in the match where JC was the dominant champion, but then Lola was heating up, taking out both Fallon as well as her on the outside. I thought the story was perfect, and they had a lot of good time to really tell that story. I knew there was going to be some shenanigans in the hometown. They kept going back to the family, kept showing the family cheering, kept showing the family concern. Lola had nobody to help her. Even when Fallon was trying to include herself in the match, she gets tossed. And then we have this moment, which completely dumb moment. Like Lola hits the back fist and her momentum makes her fall out the ring. Why? And then this moment, this belt that has been in the ring the entire time, you could have kicked it out. You spend so much time vacating the belt from the ring that some woman or man, who knows, somebody dressed in all black, no face visible, hits Lola with the knee, ducks out. Lola gets in, gets the forearm, and she loses in front of the hometown crowd. Such a beautifully done match should not end like that. A match of that magnitude in the hometown, and I get it's not the popular thing to do to have the hometown performer win in front of their family in their hometown, but why not pull the trigger, man? Why did we spend these weeks and weeks and weeks letting Lola build character development, showcase who she is, showcase who her family is, as if we're not going to if we're not going to build her as the next champion? I don't understand it. And it really doesn't make any sense to me. Shawn Michaels is one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, and I think he's the best booker of all of them in the WWE, if I'm being quite fair. But this was a bad decision. This was, especially when I got to talk to you guys about the main event. The main event didn't hit at all. Shock value, new champion, didn't hit. Two guys did not tell anything meaningful in the ring. But Lola, whose in-ring work has been improving in AAA, who she's showcasing character work, getting all the social media love as well, should have become your NXT Women's Champion tonight. That should have been the main event. It was the best match on the card. It makes no sense that JC Jane is still the champion today. We've told her story. There's been cracks in Fatal Influence. Jasmine Nix just got kicked out of Fatal Influence. I don't get what we're doing. And I'm not one of those people that thinks this act should move over to the main roster. Could it work? Sure. But they can go terrorize TNA for a while too. It's time to reset the women's division with a new face. You've built this new face. This is what, and I can retract my statements on the Roxanne match, but it did take 5 pop Roxas to get Lola out of there. This was just Lola giving her best, getting interference and getting a weak ass forearm to lose. I don't understand it. And I have to believe that there's going to be a get back or a rematch, something like that within the next month. Maybe in Arizona at Prescott at Halloween Havoc, we get a rematch, and maybe that's Lola's moment. I have no idea, but I am so disappointed in that finish because it's very telegraphed. It's like you can see that something like this is going to happen and that they're not going to pull the trigger and keep the same status quo, which brings me to the main event, because this is where they try to close the show out big and do something of shock value with somebody as dominant as Obafemi, who was a dominant North American champion, by all means has been a dominant NXT Men's World Champion, who has had nobody that is an equal to him. Even when TNA superstars have come over, Oba has looked strong as hell. He's only lost twice, I believe, and that's just the Don. So it's like you expect Oba to continue following suit unless something really drastic happens. And this match was really 90% 10 in the favor of Obafemi. Really 90-10. And I think now that I really am putting my thought to it, I think what they were trying to do right here is what we just did with Gunther. It's like we really are just trying to do what we just did with Gunther. Gunther busts himself open and it's completely shocked at the moment that CM Punk can get the win and be better for just 3 seconds. That's the story I think they tried to tell right here, but we did a very shit job of getting there. Like all of Ricky Saints' offense, even these DDTs on the table, maybe it was the camera angle, but it didn't look effective. The tornado DDT to the outside, great. Looked effective, but the table spot looked bad. Then we had Oba pretty much Hulk up again and thwart Ricky's attempts, hit his power bomb, he kicks out. And you're telling me that in that kick out, he goes for another power bomb, gets DDT once. Ricky hits another tornado DDT, and that's the finish for the ruler? For one of the most dominant NXT men's champions of all time? That's what finishes him? Not like he accidentally got hit in the face with the belt, hit on the turnbuckle because it was exposed, something like that. But like at the end of the day, like a DDT won the match, and I don't even believe that's one of Nick or Ricky's like specialty moves. It's just like that was it. We got him out. We got one of the most dominant NXT champions of all time out here losing to DDTs. And now we have a new NXT men's world champion. And I have to believe that Obafemi is destined for the main roster. I, for one, would love to see Obafemi answer like a challenge of U.S. Open Championship challenge for Sami Zayn, or maybe give Obafemi a Brock Lesnar match. Let him like dominate Brock Lesnar the same way Brock just dominated John. I don't know, but I don't like that ending. And I don't like when they don't build certain characters up to take out the dominant person. Like Councilman probably will talk about Sami Zayn all day, but like we know Sami Zayn as the underdog from the underground. That is his bag. That's his character. He's supposed to overcome the odds and like beat the champions like that. Ricky Saints been here 6 months. What's his calling card? What's the calling card? I don't get it. This is like a hard reset, and I absolutely feel like Ricky Saints can carry the brand, be the face of the brand, do the interviews, the media, things like that, do the mic skill work. But it doesn't make sense to me. And does that mean that Ricky Saints is going to eventually fight Trick again? Or is he going to fight Trick for the world championship at some point? I just don't understand that decision. Like, yes, it's shock value. Yes, it's things like that. But we can't live off of shock value just for the sake of doing it. I keep telling people that. And it's like, where do we go from here on Tuesday? Do we hear from Obafemi? Is it just Ricky Saints NXT and now Lola does not get a rematch? I don't understand. But to me, those matches should have been flipped. And we should have a new NXT Women's Champion while still telling the story of Ricky on the chase, building his character, letting us know who he is to the WWE and NXT brand till he eventually becomes champion. Those flips like that, like we just did, they don't help the men's division at all. Because who is Ricky's next challenger? Who's waiting in line? I don't get it. But that has been NXT No Mercy. I appreciate y'all for rocking with me, keeping me company here and watching No Mercy with me, watching the post show. I'm pretty sure my counterparts here will all have their own thoughts that we'll give you on Monday. Time to be determined, because I know we were probably going to do a different time yesterday, but I don't think the show happened. So check out WWT Live on Monday, and we'll probably be recapping not only NXT No Mercy, but the TNA show as well and some of the changes there, including NXT Invasion coming up. We have Crown Jewel coming up soon. But I don't know, man. I got a bad taste in my mouth, not just for Lola, just because how the show ended. And I can't wait to hear what like TK, Courtney, Honey, and the Councilman think as well. So make sure you stay locked for that. Make sure you guys continue to support WWT. We got this QR code up front. Super chats are on. So if you want to donate to us, super chats, it helps us continue to create content for you guys and be able to get out to all the events and give you guys more on-site content as well, more interviews, things like that. There's a lot of dope interviews coming, a lot of more watch-alongs and content that we have coming on the way. Make sure you support all my counterparts here at WWT, and we appreciate you guys being the best part of WWT. And yes, Isaac, go Commanders. No JD5, no problem. We're going to go into Atlanta and do our thing tomorrow. But until then, this has been the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet. I am your mayor, your esteemed mayor, and I will always be here. Look out for a Monday Night Raw post show. And before I go, I'm just going to say this. 4 letters, 1 word, Vice. Peace, y'all.
Thanks for joining WWT. Don't forget to like us on all social media platforms at WW Talk Pod. Like and subscribe on all video and audio platforms like yesterday, my G. And check out our website at www.talkpod.com. Thanks for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.